Hey everybody, this is Alan Fine and I'm here with Kieran O'Neill, the Managing Director of the Bishopsgate Hotel in Derry. That's Derry, Northern Ireland. And I'm here because, first of all, they're wonderful hosts. But second of all, I'm tracing the roots of Halloween and the Celtic holiday of Samhain. And this seems to be the mecca for that. But it's a great place to start when you're wanting to follow that. So we're going to tell you about this facility and more on Insider Travel Report. First, let's talk about the history of this building in the area, and I know you're the right person.
So I'll start with my little bit of history. 10 years ago, I was approached by the Inner City Trust, which is a regeneration company that's tasked with regenerating activity and businesses within inside the walls of Derry. So they asked me in 2014 would I be interested in operating this hotel for them on a long-term relationship. I come in through the door, you've seen the product, it's amazing, it's magic, so I decided yes, that was for me. Previously the building had been lying empty for 20 years, it was a gentleman's club, so we've got a history of 100 years in the building. When you walk around the building today, you'll see we've kept as much as possible under the heritage piece, but it's been a great regeneration project for the city. This street that is on is actually an interface between Protestants and Catholics, and bringing a hotel back to here created people on the street again. So 10 years later, it's worked. It's one of the most successful hotels in Northern Ireland. We've achieved a lot of accolades. But most importantly, we have a great team of staff and our customers love us.
Now, am I right that you have 30 rooms, 2 suites? Let's describe them and I'll show my room. 502 is what?
Yeah, so you're in one of our sort of what I would call the normal rooms in the house. We have a lot of sort of bigger and different styles.
Gee, thanks.
Yes, it's Halloween week now.
It's very busy here. I can't believe I'm actually here, but let's continue.
It's Halloween. We have a lot of people who have booked 2 years in advance, and have actually asked for a specific room they stayed in 4 years ago or 5 years ago. We have 30 bedrooms and we've added 10 apartments. Which hopefully we can show you before you leave. So we've added luxury apartments all around the hotel. So we're now up to 40 units in total.
So let's describe mine because I'm going to show it. And if I get to see the other units, we'll show those.
Perfect. So you're in room 502. So you're in the old part of the house. So we have 2 or 3 rooms together. And in the particular area you're in, that is for VIPs. So whilst you're staying in 502, the Irish president and the Taoiseach would stay in that area of the hotel because it's safe and secure, because there's only 3 rooms, the lift is restricted, and there's a lobby outside it. So you have stayed in the same area as the Taoiseach.
Also, you have 3 restaurants, or how does it... Let's talk about F&B.
So I am a chef by trade. So I spent the first 15 years of my career reaching the goals of chef. Went to London, went to Switzerland, came back. So originally when they opened the hotel, I spent 3 days a week in the kitchen. And 5 days, it's probably an 8-day week when you open a hotel, and the other 4 days out the front. So food and beverage to me was always very important. I had owned a couple of restaurants in the city over the years, so people would connect me with the food. So what I wanted to do was create a restaurant and bar, and not a hotel restaurant and bar. So very much our public business, high demand. You might wait 6 weeks to get in on a Saturday night here at the moment, but a small restaurant. So it's the Wig and Gown. Connection to the courthouse next door. Bar food, very casual in the Wig. In the Gown, you're more formal dining. We tend to go for 2 courses and 3 courses, and then we have 2 or 3 different private dining areas. So that's the concept. We're in a room now at the library, which is famous for afternoon tea in Derry. So we do this entire week. We have about 300 Halloween afternoon teas. So that's a big focus for us upstairs. And then we're in the wedding business. We do about 25, 30 intimate weddings for about 100 people throughout the year. So it's a strong food and beverage offering. But a lot of people in Derry don't actually know that we have bedrooms.
Well, because their locals like to come and eat and drink here.
Yeah, and they come to Bishopsgate. They think it's a wine bar and a restaurant. And
congratulations!
Well, it's very successful. One of the missions was to let people, believe that it wasn't a hotel. So the Wig and Gown is doing very well. It's full every night, and as you'll see over your stay, and we do have very wholesome plated breakfast. So it's not complicated. Small's nice. You know, the success of the hotel is a great team of staff. We employ 93 people, but hopefully you've seen the welcome. Bishopsgate is famous for its welcome. We have won hotel reception of the year for the team on 7 out of 9 occasions in the last 10 years. So it's
Now, the public areas, and let's talk about the decor, because I've been taking pictures. It's Edwardian, I guess, but it feels like this has always been. You were able to capture the antiquity and yet be new.
Janice Moore was the designer that we engaged for the project. It was a gentleman's club, and I said to her, I gave her a brief. I wanted elegance. I wanted a masculine feeling to the hotel, but with a soft elegance.
Well, so that's where the dog portraits take the masculinity out of it and make it accessible to everyone.
It is, yeah. And she's done a fabulous job throughout the hotel. We're 10 years open, you know, and when you come into the hotel, and I wanted the hotel to feel like it had been there. You know,
Yes,
you had part of the history, that you wanted to feel it had been here for 50 or 60 years. And you walk into a lot of modern new hotels and you think they could be anywhere. You know, so we want to capture. One of the big projects working here with the heritage was keeping everything here. So all the wood that you see, the fireplace behind us you see, is 115 years old. It's the original maple Canadian wood that was brought in. So we've kept all that, all the ornate woodwork around the doors, everything we could keep, we kept at the time. And she did a great job in keeping that hotel with a gentleman's club. And as I say, we have 3 or 4 different colour schemes throughout the bedrooms. And we keep them fresh. So we keep the bedrooms very fresh. We do a lot of work during the year to make sure that everything is kept up.
This is Halloween, and you're now getting ready to do what? What special events will you have?
Well, this week I'm getting ready to survive, because we're going to have about 40,000 people every night outside the hotel.
This is the epicenter, actually.
Well, the walls, yeah. So they're waking up the walls now tonight for the next 4 nights. Everyone will come onto the walls. There's so much activity, ghost stories, telling stories, the cathedral behind us. So we'll, at the moment now, we'll be sort of a bit like I was just saying, under siege, particularly again. So we would run an activity, so we focus on afternoon teas during Halloween. So you have a lot of VIPs, so it's a really busy time for us, busy time for the rooms. We have a lot of international guests during the rooms. We need to make sure that they know what's happening in the city. And then we've got suddenly these 40,000 people on the streets, a bit like Mardi Gras in New Orleans. It goes a bit mad. We do a lot of stuff with kids during the Halloween, and then the restaurant, everybody wants to eat. So you have 40,000 people, somebody's looking to eat, so it's about managing that for the next 4 days. In the middle of it all, we have a wedding. So somebody's getting married in the middle of Halloween week.
Is it a straight wedding, or is it themed for Halloween?
No, they're actually asking us to take down the Halloween decorations. So it's a bit of a mixture. You know, they forgot about Halloween. You know, somebody's coming home, getting married from somewhere else, living in Australia or living in, you know, they're coming home to Derry to get married, and they forgot about Halloween. But it's such a great time for the city. I've managed 4 hotels in the city during the Halloween period. You know, one of them had 200 bedrooms and would have 1,000 people in the ballroom during Halloween night for a masquerade ball. Other ones were very bar led, so you'd have a lot of people. So I've seen the last 25, 30 years of Halloween, of how it's evolved.
And so is this hotel a one-off, or is it part of a group of hotels?
It's an independent boutique luxury hotel. I'm the operator. It's a family-owned business. We employ 93 people, and genuinely it is part of the local community. That was part of the whole project of the Inner City Trust. They wanted to drive that connection to the community, and I think we've done that very successfully. Now, I came from managing 24 hotels in Scotland, was my previous job, so I've done the big global Marriott, Hilton, IHG, and now we've got an individual property here.
Now, I drove, it was a nice drive from Dublin, but how can people get here? Are there other routes?
Yeah, I mean, Dublin's the main airport that brings people in. I think 70% of the people on the island of Ireland come in through Dublin. Dublin's about 2 hours and 50 minutes, 3 hours to here. Belfast is about 1 hour and 10 minutes, and about 30% of people come in through Belfast airports. So you have the 2 airports. A lot of our guests come through the connection of the ferry in Scotland, so a lot of people might start their journey in Scotland, particularly the golfers, and ferry over. But the connection from Dublin, you know, we have train, bus, rail. One of Ireland's things that's maybe unique is that last, as they call it, the last 15 miles of the journey is obviously more often the most difficult, because if you've travelled in Ireland, getting here is easy, and then just getting the last 15 miles sometimes
Narrower and narrower.
it's narrower and narrow. So that's a true story. But Derry is, you know, it's Northern Ireland's second city. It's easy to get to. There's lots of connections and routes, but the main travel is through Dublin Airport. Yeah.
I would like to say to the travel advisors that I'm seeing in the demographic, I'm seeing families, I'm seeing business travelers. I'm seeing solo travel. I don't know if I saw solo travelers, but what I am seeing is a a mix of dress as well. Very casual and some dressed up, and all fitting in easily and comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, one of the compliments that I get paid to me at the very early stage of the development of the hotel, we were a member of the Blue Book. So the Blue Book is an Irish group of hotels, very much country houses and stuff. But somebody had said to me that, the greatest compliment I'll pay to you at Bishopsgate is when I get up in the morning, I don't have to worry about doing my hair.
Which I've seen that.
To have breakfast in a 5-star establishment. So there's a relaxed flavour and feeling.
Let's wrap up. I want the travel advisors to get a sense of the product and what they would be selling to their clients. So who's the right guest that you'd say that they should look through their contact list?
Yeah, who's the right guest? All guests are the right guests, says an owner of a hotel. Where we see ourselves, we're luxury boutique. We're not the cheapest in town, but we're luxury boutique. We offer an intimate service to guests. So we get a lot of groups of 2, 4, 6 and 8. We're not suited for large groups of 30 or 40, but it's that individual traveller, the international traveller. We get a lot of travel from down south. We get a lot of business through the Blue Book. So to me, it's affordable luxury. When you look at our rates, we're not that expensive. The average guest would probably spend £300 here as a couple, and that's very, very reasonable. So we're mid-scale, very affordable luxury. But if you want an intimate experience and you want a personal experience, then you'd come to Bishopsgate.
And then finally, how can they get more information? Let's give them a URL and a call to action.
Oh, straight to the website as the word goes. Yeah, www.bishopsgatehotelderry.com is to there.
A portal just for the travel advisor or no?
No, but if you ask for Sharon or Laura, that's how we do business in Derry. So if you speak to Sharon or Laura, both of them are very much looking after.
Well, good luck getting through Samhain, and thank you for hosting us.
It's been great to have you. It's been fabulous, and thank you for this morning.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.